more isn't always better. So you can be overdoing things sometimes and not know it. You can be working too hard. That's a common one. Some people think that the more work you do, the better. There's a limit to everything. We just have to find that sweet spot of whatever activity we're trying to do or whatever we're trying to accomplish. Too much of anything is bad, and not enough of anything is also bad. Like eating too much has consequences, and not eating enough has consequences. If you don't eat enough, you're gonna starve. If you eat too much, you're gonna be too overweight. There are limits on everything, and we just need to know what those limits are for ourselves. And just don't underdo it or overdo it. We want to try our best to perfect things. No one is perfect, but there is a threshold that if we stay within that threshold, we will be perfect. And if you can be perfect, why not do it? It's like the speed limit. If the speed limit is 65 miles an hour, if you're going 40 miles per hour, police might pull you over. Like, why are you're going too slow, you know? And if the speed limit's 65 miles an hour and you're going 100 miles, they gonna also pull you over. You're doing too much. So if you stay between about 60 and about 70, you should be fine. So there's a sweet spot for everything. And we want to just stay within that sweet spot, baby. Let's not overdo it. We don't want people saying we're doing too much or we're not doing enough. So what we do is we're going to identify that sweet spot and we're going to do everything in our power to stay within that sweet spot. Another example is like celebrities, you know, artists or like public figures. Their thing is they want the most amount of people to know who they are. That's good when everyone knows who they are. Every time they get a new fan, that's a mark for a good thing in their book by their standards. But there's a such thing as being too famous and overdoing it. Imagine being Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, or even Drake, LeBron James. They literally are known, their faces are known everywhere in the world. They can't just go to the store like you and I can and someone not ask for a picture or people crowding around. They have to go everywhere with security. Literally, they are so famous that anywhere in the world, like internationally, they gotta have security. They have to be cautious because their face card is recognized everywhere. And that's what we called too much. Like it's too much. That's too much fame. Is it worth it at that point? Is the fame worth it if you can't do regular things, if you can't go out to dinner with someone asking for a picture? Am I saying fame is bad all around? No, I'm saying there's a threshold where people shouldn't. It's not healthy to cross a certain line. I mean, I get it. If you live in, you know, maybe you live in New York and you're really famous in New York, you should be able to go to another country to escape that. You should be able to go to another country and say, okay, and relax and know that no one is looking at you, or, you know, you don't need security. You don't have people bombarding you for pictures all that. That's too much. So there's a sweet spot for fame also, I think. I think the sweet spot for fame is just being mildly famous. You know, here and there, people ask you for a picture. You know, you can go shopping at the grocery store, and for the most part, no one's gonna stop you. You know what I mean? So you kind of gotta know what you're getting into for everything, and know when it's too much. Know what your threshold is, and dial it down when you feel like it's going too far. But also, you know, for a celebrity, if no one knows you, you're not making any money. So you don't want to do too little, but you don't want to be too much, like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Jay-Z, Beyonce. You know, sometimes we look at their lives and we're like, oh, they're so lucky. They have money. Everyone knows who they are. Everyone loves them. But at the same time, you know, at what cost? At what cost? I mean, it's fun. You know, it's nice being recognized. It's nice when people love you until it's not. Until you want to have a nice dinner with your family. Until you want to go for a walk. Until you want to just walk your dog down the street. Until you want to go to the park and just meditate by yourself. Like, is it worth it at that point? No one is perfect, but we're going to try to stay in the sweet spot within whatever we're trying to do. We're not going to do too much, and we're not going to do too little.